Hi, welcome back to Nothing and Everything, a podcast where we are all wearing pants except Ben, who won't answer the question. I'm Russell.
I'm Ben, and I neither confirm nor deny my pantsness.
I'm Arianna.
And Arianna is wearing pants. So,
yes.
How are you guys?
Doing good.
Yeah,
Doing all right.
I like how I asked that 5 seconds after I asked it off the air, just so it makes it sound like we're actually all friends here, instead of just like fucking schlocking through this thing. But yeah.
That's how we do it. We schlock.
We do. So what have you guys been up to since the last recording of the podcast?
Same old stuff. About to end summer school. I'm on my last full week of that. Coaching my son's t-ball team. That's fun. And a learning experience for like trying to control chaos at the same time. But it's a good time.
Very good. Arianna, how about you?
Same. Just coaching basketball. That's really about it. And going to work, but that's not fun.
Yeah, work is not usually the highlight of people's days. And if it is, I mean, good for you. Or not good for you. That means you have a real shit life outside of that. I'm sorry. So I have a piece of news. So you know how the Mr. Rogers trailer came out?
Yes.
In this picture, my dad looks like Mr. Rogers. One sec, let me...
Kind of just looks like a shadow,
Yeah.
at that point. It wasn't easy to just... Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah. It happened again.
Yeah.
Oh, this is bad radio, but it's good old Mike. Let's see if I can find a better picture of our boy Mike. I would say...
I'm sure if it was lighted a little bit better, then yes.
This is... There we go. The only reason...
like Tobin Bell from the Saw series.
You think my dad looks like Tobin Bell? I was thinking
bit.
He looked like him in this picture. Like a little bit of that.
Oh, a bit of a Tom Hanks as Mr. Rogers?
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
Full Mr. Rogers?
Yeah, Tom Hanks as Mr. Rogers. I know my dad listens to this. Apparently, Dad, you don't look like Tom Hanks. You still look like Steve Martin. So, or the kid from A Christmas Story. Ralphie.
Ralphie.
Yeah, that's a deep cut reference. So, I don't know. That was just a sequitur that I was thinking because I was looking at the news. My news, I don't really have any. There's nothing really up with me since last week. I uploaded an episode. I accidentally deleted one of our old episodes.
So it better not have been a good one.
I'm going to be honest with you.
He doesn't know.
I can't remember what episodes we do that are good or ones that are not after I upload them. I'm 100% serious.
I love our pure honesty that we're admitting some of them just aren't good.
This podcast, if nothing else, is about honesty. Ben, can you confirm or deny that statement that I just made?
We try and be as honest as possible, and if I'm being honest right now, like we've mentioned it like many times, but our Matrix episode, that was just a shit show.
Oh, we phoned the shit out of that one. That episode was Arianna, I don't know if you've listened to that episode because you weren't.
Like half, honestly.
That's how I think as far as anyone should be able to get through that. You should be able to get paid if you make it through more than half of that episode. Because we start off that episode being like, fuck this. I think that's my opening line is fuck this. So if that's how I open a show, you know it's going to be a good one where I'm definitely having a good time to be there.
I think you'll be fine if you just don't delete that one episode. Like, if you delete the rest of them, I think, it's like, oh, whoops. But if you delete that one episode, no one's going to be listening.
Oh, 100%. So, everyone go listen to the Matrix episode of this because it's definitely not a rabbit hole of nonsense. Yeah, that was the highlight of this show. That was the peak. Was the Matrix episode. But yeah, guys, what happened this week?
Like pop culture wise or event wise, Comic-Con, I guess is
that was the answer I was looking for. I like how that was the actual topic for today's episode, and I set you guys both up for it, and there was probably 8 seconds of dead air where it's like, shit, what did we talk about? Oh yeah, that thing.
I think we were both aware of like what the topic was going to be like, but such a vague, open-ended question like that.
I'm sorry. It could have been anything. It could have been some asshole doing bad tweets that everyone has to read, I guess. No more comment on that. And apparently the world is on fire, and apparently by the year 2021, humans will be extinct or something. So that sounds like a problem for another generation.
That's 2 more years.
No, not
exactly
20.
Another generation.
I'm sorry, I meant 2100, not 2021. Oh boy, that would have been really bad if it's like, 2 years for all being extinct.
Like, I better be getting my ducks in order if it's just 2 more years.
That's like...
It's pretty clear Russell has not eaten again.
Oh god, yeah, you're right. I haven't. No, if it wasn't 2 years, I was like, guys, it's a problem for another generation. You'd be like, dude, Russell, why are you not freaking out? It was like, it's good. I'm a procrastinator, if nothing else. So, so in 2100, if you're listening to this and you're like eating human flesh in the apocalyptic landscape that is our planet, thanks for listening. Go listen to the Matrix episode. If you're not, thanks for saving the planet. What do you think people will do when they like find podcasts from hundreds of years ago? Like, what do you think the reaction's going to be?
Depends on what podcast they find.
This one.
This one, they'll probably be like, well, this is something, and then they'll move on to like WTF with Mark Maron or something like from NPR, and they'll be like, wow, we immediately forgot about that other one that we thought was the standard.
You know, when people find things from like the ancient Egyptians or the ancient Mayans, and they're like, oh, these were their gods. I mean, with Mayans, people still do speak Mayan, and ancient Egyptians we have a lot of records of. But let's say like an ancient civilization we don't know much about, and we're like, this must have been their god because we don't have any context. What if people like 1,000 years from now find this podcast and think that we're like the heads of all of like society and we're like the pinnacle of knowledge? That'd be a real mistake.
It wouldn't end well for those people at all.
Oh, they'd be like, this society was definitely fucked.
Did this society wear pants, or did they argue about pants all the time?
Yeah, did they argue about pants and spend 7 minutes and 30 seconds talking about actually nothing?
It's the name of the podcast, but...
It is. That's what we bring here. We bring honesty and pants sometimes.
And literalness to things.
Literality. Literal.
No.
I don't know if that's a word, but it's okay.
Literality. There we go. Take that one home with you. I've realized after doing this podcast, there's no way I can get any other job in any other industry. I have fucked myself. If any job interview is like, so we listened to this episode and you made a joke about baby dicks. What was that about, Russ? And I'd be like, at the time I thought it was very funny. And they're like, yeah, you can't have this job. I've been thinking about that a lot recently.
We need someone else for a kindergarten teacher.
Yeah, it's like that meme with Kermit the Frog. It's like, can you tell us about yourself? He's like, I'd rather not. I really need this job. Which is like, okay, I'm going to say one more thing before we get into news. So this is a shout out to if these people are listening, and I know my dad listens. What's up, Dad? So one of my dad... that almost went to a different sentence. I swear to God, I'm sober. So one of my dad's friends he works with has a daughter, right? And my dad's friend's daughter is going to go to grad school at the same place I'm going to grad school, and it's like, oh, it's cool, meet new people before you go to grad school, a friend of a friend of a friend kind of thing. Apparently, my dad said, yeah, Russ is a nice guy, don't listen to his podcast because he's a bad influence.
Your dad's smart.
The more I think about it, the more I'm like, man, my dad knows me way too well. Because I would say if someone hasn't met me and they listen to this podcast before they meet me, they're like, either this guy's a fucking moron or this guy's an asshole.
Yeah, those two options, yeah.
Okay. I'm glad that my co-hosts and friends agree. That's what we're here for.
We met you before the podcast.
There we go. There we go. Boom. I have a question. Why don't they have, like Graham Norton or any other late night show? Why don't they have it with 3 hosts? That'd be great.
It'd just be like daytime talk show. Like The View and everything.
But we're not day drinking.
Well, like Jimmy Fallon, they have 2 technically.
Yeah, it's him and like Reggie Watts.
Yeah.
And with Conan, he has Andy Richter.
Yeah. And then Jimmy has Guillermo.
But that's 2 people. We are more than 2 people.
If you want to count the band, then that's technically more. Because they sometimes get a little segment to talk about stuff.
That is true. We don't have a band, though. Let's get a band. Like the Blues Brothers.
I think we each need a band in our respective rooms.
We should all have
just a cacophony of sound and noise and ridiculous.
Battling mariachi bands. There we go. If anyone out there listening knows a mariachi band or 3 mariachi bands willing to be part of a podcast for no pay, hit us up. We have an email address. It's always
and will you travel for free?
Yeah, will you travel and move to a different state for free?
For 1 night a week.
Yeah, 1 night a week. I do not have room to feed and house all of you. I am sorry. Do you guys know how to play musical instruments?
No.
Not in a way that it should be played.
I played the trombone.
I used to play trombone and I guess the baritone. What? Yeah.
Hey, trombone brothers, tromboners. Is that...
No.
That's going to be the name of the episode. People are going to know exactly what this episode's about.
I played piano, but my mom only wanted me to because she wanted a grand piano in the house.
That's a good way to get a piano. It's like, my daughter plays piano, thus we get a grand piano.
Yeah,
that there. Smart.
She never got it because I quit before then.
Ooh. Sorry, Mrs. Arianna's mom. I was about to say your last name, but we're not saying last names because I don't want anyone to come to our house and eat and murder us.
Ooh, smart.
Do you have a common last name?
Eat and then murder us?
Me?
Yes, in that order. Like 1 arm at a time. Like a turkey leg.
Okay.
Yeah. Arianna, do you have a common last name? Because I know your last name. Sorry, I don't know what we're doing.
Okay. I think kind of. Like, I know it's spelt differently for, like, other people.
Oh, okay. Ben, you have a fairly common last name.
Yeah, I don't really care if people know, but out of respect for the privacy of it all, I'll just refrain from throwing it out there.
And my last name is actually super common, just not in the United States. Like, there's actually one of the producers on Lord of the Rings has the same name as my mom. Which is really strange. And my dad has the same name as an astronaut. Which is really interesting. But I actually changed my name on LinkedIn so people can't find me and come and murder me. So get at me, LinkedIn. But I don't know what I'm going to do about this show, because I linked this to the show, and this is my real name, not LinkedIn. So it's going to take someone who's stalking me literally 1 click to find it.
You link your website has your name in it.
You're right, it does. I should probably change that.
Gotta fix that, yeah.
Yeah. I wish I knew how to actually do anything with my website, because I don't know how. I locked myself out.
Did you get like a Google domain? Because you can just change that with your Google account.
I do have a Google domain, but I forgot the password because it was with a different email address. Also, we're talking about this on a live podcast. I'm glad that people listening are like, what the fuck is going on? We just had a legit conversation about how to fix something in my own life.
I think they realize that we'll eventually get to what we're supposed to be talking about at some point.
And that's that Javier Bardem might be playing the King Trident in The Little Mermaid. Look at that transition. Holy shit.
Really?
Really.
I was hoping Terry Crews would do it, but...
Yeah, he's been campaigning for that on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be incredible. I ship that. Get it? Because it's Little Mermaid.
Yeah. Well,
fuck you guys.
They already cast Melissa McCarthy as Ursula, I think.
Really?
That's a good pick.
I think so, yeah.
Is it weird that in my mind, whenever I think of Ursula, I think of Rosie O'Donnell because they just have a striking resemblance in the cartoon? They just look alike.
I think of Mimi from the Drew Carey Show.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know where that actress has been, though.
Yeah, who knows? Those are always weird when you see those videos online. It's like, where's this actor been? Why haven't you heard of Frankie Muniz in 10 years? It's like...
Yeah, never click on that.
Yeah, I clicked on one of them. It's like, why haven't we heard from this actor? And then the last one was, oh, he died in 2016. And it's like, why couldn't you started with that? That's what I wanted to know. It's because they wanted that AdSense revenue from all those clicks.
Yeah.
P.S. Listen to the entire episode.
I think of Kathy Bates because, like, the spiky hair.
Oh,
yeah.
Styles it.
What's the lady... not Kathy Bates. She's also incredible. I love Kathy Bates. Is the lady from the Roseanne show, is her real name Roseanne?
Yeah, Roseanne Barr.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
She's canceled, though.
Yeah, she is canceled. There's a like a Vice interview with her. It's real depressing. I watched it. I was like, damn, I want to just go for a run now. I need to clear my head. I want to watch puppy videos. She's like smoking cigarettes, being like, I hate everybody. They canceled my show. And now they restarted it without me. And I'm like, well, it probably shouldn't have been a racist monster. So what goes around comes around, asshole.
Yeah.
Um,
Out eventually.
Yeah, it's all going to come out like a tube of toothpaste. Is that a bad analogy or a good analogy?
I mean, that's all dependent on whether you brush your teeth or not.
If you don't brush your teeth, I'm not a fan of you. That's a hot take for this episode.
You hear that, third world?
Oh no, I'm sorry. If you have the means to brush your teeth and you don't, come on, what are you doing? But I guess if you don't own a toothbrush, yeah, you get a pass.
Or some people are just lazy.
I'm not a fan of lazy, though. That's my thing. Laziness...
Or you consider procrastination lazy?
I would consider procrastination the least lazy thing you can do, because what happens at the end of procrastination is hyper work. It's just a build-up for a lot of non-laziness. I gave that response to a professor at school, and he was like, I like that answer. I like that answer a lot. And I'm like, damn right you like that answer, because I made that shit up. That was Bobby I gave that answer to, Ben.
I was going to say, that sounds like a Bobby response.
He's like, I like that answer. I'm like, whew, got myself off the hook on that one. But there's a new Top Gun movie. Do you like how I'm segmenting into the news?
Yes.
Does it, like, legit question, like,
Yeah.
does Top Gun matter anymore?
No, it doesn't. I don't care about this. I would have, because the super sweet volleyball scene from the first one, playing with the boys with my boy Kenny Loggins, super cool scene. Go watch it. This one, it doesn't have the finesse. Like, I don't think that it's... No one's asking for this.
I mean, it could be a good movie, I guess, on its own merits, but it's just like... That's reaching way back if we're just trying to go off nostalgia.
Unless Tom Cruise wants to strap himself to the outside of the jet for the entirety of the film, I'm not really interested in seeing it. If I'm kind of half kidding about that, but I don't think he's going to do any bonkers stunt.
I think it'll be something big, but it won't be like when he was younger.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of looked like the footage from the trailer where he's actually in the cockpit. It looked like that was like real cockpit footage.
Oh, that probably is.
He's like, no, I'm not settling for CGI or green screen behind me. Like, I'm Tom fucking Cruise. Put me in a jet.
I'm fairly sure Tom Cruise doesn't know what a green screen is. He's like, wait, there's people out there who fake this stuff? He's like, they aren't real. He's like, I want you to blow me up with this transformer behind me. Like, that's Tom Cruise in real life.
Yeah, let me scale this skyscraper without netting, and we'll be fine.
Yeah, or like, take off with the jet. There's a small carabiner hook on me. I'm not going to fly off this plane and die. Yeah.
I think people are too stuck on reboots.
Yeah, they are.
Yes.
They're all coming out.
Yeah, let's get some original properties up in here. Like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood that has a new trailer.
It does.
You guys aren't adding to my
I've avoided it, though. I'm trying to avoid everything
Yeah.
until I see this movie.
Yeah, I don't like seeing, like, more than one because it just gives you, like, more things to look at and, like, analyze and dissect.
I'm giving you guys some sweet segues here, and you are not taking any of the bait. Okay, I'm sorry. But yeah, no, I actually haven't watched the trailer either. I'm just scrolling through the news. The next thing that I have that's in here is 21 Bridges. It's a movie by the Russo brothers. It has a Chadwick Boseman. Okay.
Playing in front of every single movie I've gone to see at a theater for the past like month. Like it's there. So they must have had some sort of like in theater big campaign that pushed this movie hard.
They're like, if we get the highest grossing film of all time, everyone needs to watch this trailer 1,000 times. Because, I mean, it doesn't look bad. It just looks kind of like a generic-y cop action movie from 2007.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think the concept has been done at all. But it kind of gives off, like, old film noir, trying to be modern vibes.
Yeah, you know what it reminded me of? Because they, like, close off the island. It reminded me of Batman Begins, where they have the Scarecrow stuff in Gotham, and they raise all the bridges to isolate the island. That's all I was thinking about when I saw the trailer. I was like, this is like Batman.
Yeah.
Thanks for your response, guys. There's a lot of dead air happening. I'm putting a lot of effort in. I don't know if you could tell. Thanks. The Witcher got a trailer.
It
Looks
pretty
good.
actually.
Fuck you guys. I'm trying to give you something here.
We're trying to help you.
What? Do you have any
People say
thoughts?
It looks like it's going to be like a new Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I actually think it has a lot more potential than Game of Thrones because from everything I've heard, and I mean, I've played the Witcher games, from what I've heard of the books, they're better than A Song of Ice and Fire as a book series. Like, structurally speaking, the Witcher books are better because it only follows one person on his adventures and, like, kind of the supporting cast. And it is more of, like, a cohesive start to finish, and the books are done. It's not like we're waiting for books 6 and 7 to come out. Like, they are done, and then the games pick up after the books and then have their own separate ending. So in theory, the show could do all of that. So the show, people are saying the show could in theory have 10 seasons because they have 10 series of stuff to work with, and the writer of the books is alive. Like, he's like 60 something and he lives in Poland. He's just like some guy. So it's not like Lord of the Rings or any of the Tolkien stuff that you have to go off of his son Christopher or any of the writings of Tolkien that are around. Like, the source material still living in Poland, hanging out, being rich.
I read something that Netflix auditioned like 200 different people to play Geralt when Henry Cavill, whatever, like wanted to play it from the start.
Really?
Yeah.
And when I first saw the test footage of Henry Cavill as Geralt, it looked funky with him in the yellow or in the white wig. But they did the yellow eyes for the trailer because Geralt in the books and in the games has yellow eyes. He looks good. Like, he actually looks good as Geralt of Rivia. Like, that, they did something with the makeup or the hair or something changed where it looks quite convincing. And the show, I think, is going to be a hard R. Like, it's going to be brutal. And that's what I want.
I just hope it's not so hyped up and then everyone has this high expectation for it because they're comparing it to Game of Thrones and then it's just like falls flat.
Oh, I mean, I'm going to get attacked for this one. Get ready. Neckbeards love The Witcher. And neckbeards are going to tear this shit apart even if it's the greatest show of all time because it's not the same as the games. I'm just being serious. Like, people who are Witcher fans and fans of CD Projekt Red, which is the development company that did The Witcher, are almost more annoying than hardcore Star Wars fans.
Nerd culture as a whole is pretty toxic. And that's not to label like everyone that likes, you know, nerdy things, comic books, video games, what have you, but as a whole, there's just a lot of gatekeeping and people thinking like it has to be this way. If you mess with one little element of my favorite, story or my favorite property, you've ruined everything, and I might as well just like jump off a bridge. That's how seriously they take it. And it's stupid.
Oh, it's absolutely the worst. I was talking to a buddy earlier today. The sentence that makes me more upset than anything else that doesn't start with a T and ends with a word that rhymes with dump is a sentence is, I was a fan of this before blank. If that is how you start a sentence, I am automatically going to tune out because I don't give a fuck about what your dumb logicale is, why you don't like this series anymore because of something. Guess what? If you don't like the newest Star Wars movie or whatever, the other ones still exist. Just don't watch the new one. It's not like since the new movie comes out, they erase the old movie and they come to your house and burn the like Blu-ray that you have. Like, I don't know.
And the new ones are legitimate, like, carbon copies of the old ones.
Exactly. And it's the same with anything, where people are like, I don't like the new one, so thus now I don't like the entire series. What are you talking about?
I've had to kind of deprogram myself from something like that before. Especially like the Terminator film franchise. Like pretty much everything after the second one I really do not like, and I used to be a shitty, like, nerdy type of person, like, oh, number 3's horrible, Salvation's so bad, like, what are they doing to this universe? And then I finally kind of just wised up and was like, it doesn't do anything to number 1 or 2. Those still exist. Those are still amazing films. Like, just don't watch the new ones or ignore them.
Yeah, I was the same way with the Lord of the Rings films because the Hobbit movies weren't good, and the same thing with the Alien movies. After a certain point, people can contest which one becomes the shit one, but the new ones, Prometheus and Covenant, arguably not that great of movies, and people are like, fuck the entire Alien franchise, blah, 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 Ridley Scott ruined it. Dude, chill out. Just watch the old ones then. But yeah.
I mean, I was the same with Mean Girls. You know, like Mean Girls 2 came out, absolutely horrible.
I love Mean Girls 1. That movie
What have we done to the Mean Girls extended universe?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Collectively, everyone was like, we need a Mean Girls 2, and then everyone just forgot they already actually made one.
Yeah.
It was so bad it was erased from people's memories.
We should review Mean Girls, because I would love to go back and watch that movie, because that movie is so fucking funny.
It's great.
It's iconic.
We should do Mean Girls and Superbad. Because they're kind of very similar in what those two films are.
We can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should do that when school starts up again. Like, beginning of school, like, good high school movies. Because I think, whenever I think of high school movies, I think of Mean Girls and Superbad.
Let's do it.
Did either of you two have a Mean Girls or Superbad experience in high school?
Well, I can't say I had a Mean Girls experience, simply because I'm a male and I grew up a male. But Superbad, I guess, like I went to parties with drugs and alcohol. Nothing like crazy happened, like nothing comedically like absurd like in that kind of movie. But I mean, it was mostly, I guess, kind of truthful to a adolescent experience with parties.
Yeah. Arianna, how about you?
I got like the Mean Girls. It was similar to like the Cliques. It was similar to the Cliques that we had. It was like, like the athletes kind of stuck, like the track athletes hung out with the track athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Basketball team hung out with the basketball team. Soccer girls, soccer team. It was weird. The Filipinos kind of stuck together.
Huh.
Like, and all that. Like, we had like sections. Like, there was. I mean, I know they don't listen to this, but if they ever do, they know who I'm talking about. We had a group called the White Girls.
Oh, right on.
So, like, it was just, like, little cliques. I mean, everyone was super nice, but I think that was just because I went to, like, a very small school. So, like,
yeah,
you had class with everybody. But, like, at lunch, you could totally tell, people sat with their group every day.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I also went to an all-guys school. So I do know what you're talking about in the, like, single, like, gender school system thing, going to, like, a Catholic school like that. And, I mean, I was definitely the McLovin character in that movie. Like, if we're pointing out who I was, if we were in Superbad, I am McLovin. I am Fogel. even though I was captain of a team in high school, that's the character I was. Where you walk into another class and talk to people, it's like, chicka, yeah. It's like, get the fuck out of here, dude. What are you even doing in this class? Like, go back to where you came from. That was me in high school. And there's a lot of things. There's a picture I have of me in high school that got memed, and it was like, it just says a thing under my name. It's just like McLovin. And I think we all had that embarrassing moment. Ben, do you have any pictures of you from high school?
Not on me, but like, yeah, I think my parents have some like of my senior pictures where I had a just disgustingly like receding hairline.
Wait, your hairline was receding when you were 18?
Oh God, I was losing hair at 16.
Wait, really?
Mm-hmm. It was bad.
That's me in high school.
Looks nothing like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. I changed up the look a little bit. Oh, here it is. This is the McLovin picture of Russell that went around. You guys...
I can see that.
Yep. Things have changed.
Yeah, I'll just say, puberty hit you hard.
Oh, puberty hit me like a billion bricks. Like, in Big Mouth, I am the character Andrew, but my parents are Nick's parents in Big Mouth. That's like... Yeah, puberty hit me so hard, and it just... Bad mustache, acne, the whole 9 yards. Just, as soon as it happened, it was just all downhill. But yeah. I don't know why we started talking about this. Now people know too much about me when I was 14. The Witcher. It looks good. Marvel announced a bunch of movies, so we're getting Marvel movies for forever.
Yeah.
What are we getting? We're getting the Eternals, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, WandaVision, Loki, Doctor Strange, Thor, Love and Thunder, What If, Hawkeye, Black Widow, Blade, Fantastic Four, and X-Men. Holy shit.
Some of those are Disney Plus series.
Yes. Which one out of Disney Plus series and movie are you the most excited for?
Top of my head, I kind of think, what's his name? Winter Soldier.
Oh, Falcon and...
Yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Thank you. Yeah, probably that, but I think WandaVision definitely has potential to be also awesome.
Really cool, yeah. I think that does have serious potential, and I think since Taika Waititi's back on for the next Thor movie, that has potential to be something. And we'll talk a little more about Taika Waititi in a little bit with a surprise trailer that dropped earlier today that I don't know what to say, but it looks pretty fucking funny. And yeah, so that happened. And what do you guys think about Mr. Rogers or A Wonderful Day in the Neighborhood? Or Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood?
I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, same. Hanks doesn't necessarily look like Tim Rogers or sound like him that much, but like his energy that he gives off is very much Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
It's one of those, if you blur your eyes and look at the screen, it is, but if you like really think about it, it's not. But I think it's a lot of the biopics. Like, you're not going to get a Rami Malek looking nearly exactly like a Freddie Mercury, or you're not going to get in Straight Outta Compton O'Shea Jackson Jr. looking like his dad Ice Cube. You're not going to get one of those, but I think you're really, the energy there is, it's going to be fantastic. Yeah. I think it's going to be a very warm-hearted film.
And I just realized I said Tim Rogers, Fred Rogers. Pardon me. I don't know what the hell I was thinking.
It's all good.
I think the mannerisms are down to a T, which is just similar, like Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, like putting the shoe on and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, he doesn't really look like him, but, I mean, you can't go wrong with putting Tom Hanks in a movie like this.
Yeah, Tom Hanks is, what a legend. I like those memes where it's like, breaking news, women accuse Tom Hanks of being the world's nicest person. It's like, please don't cancel Tom Hanks. Please don't take him from us. Tom Hanks is one of the very few people in Hollywood that I would be legitimately crushed if something happened.
Yeah. He's like everyone's dad.
He is.
He's really bad at Twitter, though. He always signs like all of his tweets like Hanks with an X on the end. It's like, oh god.
His kids are probably like, Dad, what are you doing? He's like, I'm Tom Hanks. I can do whatever I want. And they're like, man, you right.
I know his kid's in a TV show. He's like one of the stars.
Really?
Yeah. Like Colin Hanks.
Yeah, what was that show? It was on Fox, I think.
Oh.
He was also in a season of Fargo.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, one of the sheriffs.
Oh. I just watched Fargo season 1. It's really good. Mm-hmm. And I just watched True Detective for the first time. Season 2 is bad.
Very bad.
I didn't believe people because I was like, oh, if season 1 is as good as it was, season 2 can't be bad. What happened?
The director for pretty much all of the first season, Cary Fukunaga, he left. And like the creator of the show just kind of took over everything. And I think he got a little bit into himself.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Season 3 is a step up from 2, but it still is not as great as number 1.
Okay, I've only seen 1 and 2, and 2 left a very bitter taste in my mouth.
Yeah, they're gonna have to dig themselves out of this hole a little bit.
Yeah, but Mahershala Ali is in 3, and Mahershala Ali is also going to be in Blade. So I'm a big fan of anything Mahershala does because he's like cinema gold. Put him in something, you're going to win awards. What I was going to say a thing about a thing. Holy shit, guys, it's happening. I haven't eaten. I was going to say something when I was talking about True Detective. Oh, have you guys seen the movie The Lobster?
Yes.
No.
I watched that yesterday. What?
It's weird.
It's
funny, though.
Okay, Arianna, you need to watch The Lobster. We just need to talk about that next week. We don't need to do a review, because I don't know if you can review that movie. But it is so... I did not know what it was. It's so weird. It's very, like, Wes Anderson-esque. Like, you get this Wes Anderson vibe, but there's this scene near the beginning of the movie where they're at, like, a dance, like a ball, and there's, like, singing, and then it turns into a fight, like a hunt scene. It is so weird. Did you like it, Ben?
I did. I liked it because it was really absurd, but still really, like, really heartfelt in a way. You know, like it was a sweet movie.
It's very honest in what it is. It is it gets to exactly what it gets to very quickly, and there's a line in that John C. Reilly's character, who went to my high school, John C. Reilly, shout out, what's up? That John C. Reilly's character was jerking off to a picture of a woman on a horse, and this woman comes up to him and is like, maybe you should be jerking off to the picture of the horse because that's where you're going to end up. And I'm just like, holy shit. Like, that, like, cutting line. And she's so... Who is the actress who plays that character? The one who's, like, in charge of the hotel?
I'd have to go back and look.
I'm gonna look it up really quick.
The only actress I can think of from the movie is Rachel Weisz.
Yeah,
who's like the main.
She's like the main female in the movie, opposite Colin Farrell. One sec. The Lobster.
Well, he looks that up. Yeah, it is on. I think it's on Amazon Prime. Because it's an A24 film, and I'm pretty sure they have like some sort of deal. Because like all A24 films end up on Amazon Prime.
It's on Netflix as well right now.
Oh, it is? Okay, cool.
It's Olivia Colman, who just won
Olivia Colman, yeah.
Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for The Favorite.
Which the same dude directed.
Yeah, which The Favorite is also a very weird movie and very interesting. From a cinematography aspect, both of those movies are really cool because they're very experimental and weird, but in a cool way. Like, they have shots. There's a slow motion hunting scene in the beginning with people running down a hill that I'm like, that is so well staged and so cool with just the music that's playing. It's very well done. But yeah, definitely watch it, Arianna. It's on Netflix. I just want to know our live reaction of what the hell you're thinking as it's happening. because there's some lines in that movie that will make you laugh.
I'll watch tomorrow.
Okay.
Time.
We're gonna Ben and I are gonna hold you to that. It's gonna be a thing. So yeah. Next is there was a trailer for the Harriet Tubman movie. Did you guys see it?
I did. The only person I really recognized was Janelle Monáe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that we're going to hear about this Harriet Tubman movie and the term Academy Award. I just have a feeling, based on the trailer and the way it's edited, it's going to be pretty fantastic. So
we'll just have to see.
Yeah, we got that. Oh, and then we had trailers for the new Watchmen TV show and His Dark Materials this week. Are you guys familiar with Holy shit! Are you guys familiar with either of those properties?
Yes.
Indeed.
What do you guys think? Are you guys excited about those? Not excited? Indifferent? Or where are you at? It is HBO, by the way.
I'm excited to see how different it is from the Golden Compass.
Yeah.
They already have an established film about the book, so
yeah,
it already looks different. But will they bring any similarities from it?
I think it's going to be darker than the Golden Compass movie.
Yeah.
Because I think season 1 is the Golden Compass, because His Dark Materials is like 4 books or 5 books.
Something like that, yeah.
And I feel like it's going to do the Game of Thrones where each season is, in theory, each book. Arianna, have you read Watchmen?
I have not. But my brother has.
Have you seen the movie?
Yes.
Okay, the movie and the book are actually very, very close. The ending, there's one thing that happens at the end that changes, that we can do a review of Watchmen in a few weeks when we get closer to this. There's one big sequence near the end of the book and the end of the movie that's different, but the outcome is the same, in essence. But I'm really excited about this Watchmen thing. It looks really good. Like, it has some serious potential.
Yeah, I'm glad they're just not doing another adaptation of Alan Moore's book.
Yeah.
That they're actually taking it further and
something.
examining the consequences of the book and how the world is going to be afterwards.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure Alan Moore is in his cave somewhere, really angry and, like, screaming at a wall. Because Alan Moore, if you guys don't know, is an actual crazy person.
I don't think he likes any single adaptation of his work ever.
Oh, no, he hates it. It started with League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and he went crazy. And after that, his name is not on any adaptation of anything he's been a part of. So, yeah. It's the opposite of Frank Miller, who did 300, who loves everything about Frank Miller, who's crazy in a different way. That I think the moral of the story is, if you write comic books, you're going to go fucking insane. But would you rather be Frank Miller insane, Ben, or Alan Moore insane?
Alan Moore insane, because I think Frank Miller is a bit of a fascist nut. So I would rather just be like a hermit inside my house instead of actively promoting dangerous ideals.
Yeah, live in your weird cave in England instead of being a monster. If people out there don't know what we're talking about, look this up, because we're not really exaggerating this all that much, because both of these two guys are legitimately crazy. But I'm really excited about the Watchmen show, and I'm really happy they're doing Dr. Manhattan. I think they should have John Hamm play Dr. Manhattan.
You just want to see John Hamm's hog again. That's all you ever talk about.
Monster hog. Monster hog. There we go. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, or I'm talking about, look up just pictures of John Hamm on Google Images. John Hamm's got a monster hog. Hashtag John Hamm Hog 2019.
If that's what we're going to get known for, if that's what puts this podcast over the top.
It'll be this. It'll be like, damn, they're the guys who started repping John Hamm's impressive hog. It's ridiculous. I'm proud of him on a man-to-man level.
All right, before we go off on a 20-minute tangent on a man's penis, let's maybe steer it back.
Oh, there's a Playmobil movie. This is a really good segue from the fact that John Hamm has a big hog to a children's movie. What?
A Playmobil, like the little push car thingies?
Yeah, there's a Playmobil movie coming out.
What?
Yeah, it's definitely not a spin-off or a cash grab from the Lego movie. Let me tell you that. So yeah, that's a thing that did get released today. It actually got released 9 hours ago.
Huh.
So you heard it here first, folks. And then I think the last big trailer we're going to talk about is Jojo Rabbit, which... What are your thoughts?
Not a whole lot of information about it, but it really focuses on Waititi's Hitler impression.
It's a comedy about the Hitler Youth. Does that mean we've gotten to a point where we can make Hitler comedies? Is this what this is?
I kind of think after they did Inglourious Bastards, they said we can, spin it a different way because of how it was perceived.
Yeah, you might have a point. And I mean, the producers as well, if you're doing a comedy, Springtime for Hitler, you're going to poke fun at this absurdity and be like, this isn't okay, but you got to laugh to keep from crying, maybe? Is that kind of the direction we're heading?
Yeah, show their evilness as like buffoonery.
Yeah.
And take away from... I mean, yeah, you're not underplaying the seriousness and the tragedy that came from it, but you are saying, like, if you want to follow this type of ideology, you're going to be seen as just as much of a pissant, like, douchebag as these people.
Exactly. And I think Taika Waititi is one of the very few people in Hollywood right now who can handle this topic matter very gracefully. And, yeah, it came off a little Wes Anderson-y at the beginning of the trailer, which is a good thing. Because I am going to be honest, after Isle of Dogs, I'm not really super stoked to see any more Wes Anderson things for a while.
I still haven't watched Isle of Dogs. Last one I saw was Grand Budapest Hotel, which I loved.
That's his best movie. That and Tenenbaums are his two best movies.
I like his older stuff. I'm not really feeling the newer ones. Besides Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah, I mean, Darjeeling Unlimited is really good. It's really sweet. But I think the Wes Anderson style, that really storybooky kind of thing, has become such a trope of his that he needs to do something different because it's almost... He's becoming a caricature of himself. Creatively.
Yeah. And
other creators are taking pieces of that and building upon it in a really, really interesting kind of way. That I don't know. I love Wes Anderson. Like, I'm genuinely a fan, but I want to see something different.
It seems like he's not taking risks anymore. In a sense.
Isle of Dogs was a really safe play. It was a very safe play because it was probably the most Wes Anderson-y Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like his first kind of foray into claymation, because like he had the Fantastic Mr. Fox, which that was like different from what he had been doing. It was kind of like, oh, okay, this is like interesting and cool. He's doing a cartoon or an animation flick. But yeah, I guess I have to reserve judgment for Isle of Dogs until I actually watch it.
It is quite good. Like, I'm going to be honest, it's quite good. But it's very... If you think, let's do a claymation dog movie in the style of Wes Anderson, that is what it is. Literally, that is it. And it hits all the Wes Anderson beats. It has, like, the really intelligent kids. It has all of the dialogue and, like, the good monologue-y quips that you want. But you're getting what you're getting. Like, if you're buying a Coca-Cola, it's going to be a Coca-Cola. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what you're getting into before you see it.
Yeah. And I think with this Taika Waititi movie, this one, I'm excited. It's kind of like going to see the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where you know what you're getting from the director, but it's going to be kind of different, where you're still excited because you trust the creative direction the director's bringing, but it's a different kind of story.
Yeah, I'm sad to know that like Tarantino's going to be, well, at least according to him, like retiring after one more movie.
Do you think he's going to, or is it going to be one of those things like with Dr. Dre, who's like, I'm going to release like the Chronic Part 2 and then retire, and has never released the Chronic Part 2?
It's hard to say. I mean, he may just like settle for just writing because he's doing that Star Trek film.
Yeah.
I think probably next, or he's working on it right now. But like, I'm just gonna miss his personal style of like filmmaking.
Yeah.
If he really truly does decide to just call it quits after one more movie.
Yeah, I just thinking at his whole filmography and everything, it's just like banger after banger. It really is. It's just like a greatest hits album, but every song is on the greatest hits album. Except Grindhouse, because those movies are real weird. Or Planet Terror or whatever.
I mean, Death Proof?
Death Proof, yeah. Sorry. I always forget what's the name of the series and which one's the film.
I really like Death Proof, but it is definitely like his weakest film of all of his. It's because it's overly talky, even for a Tarantino film.
It is really overly talky, and it just reminds me of Sin City in the worst way, not in the best way.
I feel like people are excited for his films because they know they're going to get, like, good film, but I don't think they want to sit through that long of a film.
How long is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? What's our runtime?
I can look it up.
Yeah.
I want to say it's closer to probably between 2 and 2.5 hours.
It's not like The Hateful Eight, which is, I think, 14 hours?
Over 3.
It's 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Oh, wow. Okay, so still
long, but...
Still long, yeah. So you get your bathroom break in early and don't guzzle down that soda.
Yeah, just look at that app that tells you when you can go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I love that idea of that app.
Yeah, like, what's the low point where you can leave?
Right. Hateful Eight was 3 hours and 7 minutes.
Oh, my God. Well, yeah, the first time I heard about that app, I think it was for Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people were saying, like, okay, go during this part. And I'm thinking, for a movie like Endgame, it doesn't seem like there's that many down moments.
There really aren't. The moment, because I've seen the movie twice, the first time I saw it, I went to the bathroom right as they showed up at Tony Stark's house, was when I went to the bathroom, which I know is fairly early in the film. And the second time I just held it. Because after you get past the going back in time stuff, it just cooks from that moment on. Like, you can't really leave. Arianna, since you're looking up the length, can you look up the length of the 3 Lord of the Rings films, but the extended edition? I'm just curious as to how long they actually are.
Probably like 12 hours in total.
Oh yeah. It's a commitment.
Okay, so Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring runtime is 3 hours and 48 minutes.
It was that the extended edition or no?
That's what I Googled, and that's what came up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that has to be the extended.
And then Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, whatever, is 3 hours and 55 minutes. And then the third one is 3 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah, so just shy of like 12 hours total.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's crazy.
It's fine by me. I'll watch them. I always watch them. I watch them about 3 or 4 times a year every year. It's like once a quarter. I watch all 3 Lord of the Rings movies.
6 hours worth of that footage is sweeping shots of hobbits running over rolling hills.
Hey man, don't! I will climb through the screen and kill both of you. But no, that movie's incredible, and don't hate on the late Andrew Lesnie's incredible cinematography. But I do love those movies, and I understand there are some like things you can poke fun at. Don't fuck with me on this.
That's any movie, though.
No, I know.
It did give me Avengers Endgame as like another section, because apparently people search for that. The extended edition, it's 3 hours and 2 minutes.
Oh.
They added extended cut to get them over the Avatar grossing.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Oh yeah, and they got it. But except Avatar's also now a Disney property, so does it really matter?
No.
No.
But I think it matters for the Marvel fans, because they're like, it's Marvel, not Disney.
Yay, $1 billion corporation beating another $1 billion corporation.
And then James Cameron's like sitting in his submarine thinking like, oh, it took you guys, 28 movies to get there? Oh, okay. It took me 2.
I know. That's honestly, as wild as James Cameron is, I don't know. What do you guys think about Avatar number 2 through 46 that we're getting for the rest of forever? Who's asking?
Like, are that many necessary? Who knows? Probably not. But I mean, if he's got ideas or enough ideas that he thinks he can fill out 3 or 4 separate sequels that are probably going to be over 2 hours each, go for it. Sure, do what you want, I guess.
I mean,
that will still make a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
He made Terminator 2 and Alien 2, which are 2 of my favorite movies of all time. So if he made those, I will give him that go for it.
Yeah.
Even though I've talked about this on the show, the hair thing in Avatar.
Yeah.
Where it's like
the hair banging.
Well, they fuck with their hair, but then they also fuck their dragon with their hair. That's like starting your car with your dick. Or starting your horse with your dick. I don't know which one's worse. I'm sorry about that imagery. I'm not editing that out. I hope you realize.
What did your dad say?
What would my dad say? He
Probably
would
how
say,
it's anatomically incorrect to do that.
yeah, where are you going? Actually, I'm not going to finish that sentence. My dad would say to me, Russell, what are you doing? And then he would say to other people is, don't listen to my son's podcast unless you want to hear my son make an analogy of blue people plugging their hair into a dragon to a man starting a car with, or starting a horse with his penis. So that's what you come to Nothing and Everything for, are these conversations. This is organic here.
Yeah.
Organic, free-range smut.
Yep. You know what? Joe Rogan said that his
that's the worst way you could possibly start a sentence.
Oh boy. Joe Rogan said that he's gotten so big on his show that he can't say stuff like that anymore. Because like he's worried that every time he says something potentially controversial, like something just goofy like that, he's going to get in trouble. We're not big like Joe Rogan.
That's how Howard Stern turned out too.
Yeah.
Like he's on America's Got Talent. He has to keep his kind of squeaky-ish clean. Like he's still
Howard Stern.
He's still Howard Stern to an extent, but like not even comparable to how he was late 80s, early 90s when he was just like, that's what he was known for, was pushing boundaries.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't think we've ever said anything on this show. I don't think I've said anything on this show that would ever get me in too much trouble. I think people would just be like, dude, what are you talking about? I really do actively try not to say anything profoundly stupid.
Yeah.
Ben's looking at me like...
You're trying hard and failing.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it, guys.
The effort is there, though.
That's all that we ask for here. It's like what everyone's mom says is, as long as you try your best. That's what I do here. I try my best. Your favorite internet idiot making a fool of himself every week. You're welcome. Do you guys have any news?
I think we covered the major points.
Yeah.
I would like to tell you that you guys have been real helpful with my segues this week. I'm so thankful for both of you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Ben.
Yeah. I was looking at my point list. I don't know if we actually touched it, but Natalie Portman's going to be Thor now.
I'm hype.
Excited.
I am too. Her as Thor will be cool because people wanted that for the earlier ones.
Yeah.
I really didn't see it coming because I figured she was just like in game with her little cameo. I thought that was like, well, that's a nice little callback to her being in the first Thor and the second one, whatever. But she's full blown like starring in it now. That's cool.
I think it was probably people wanted her back enough, and then she was like, wow, people really genuinely do love these movies and they want me in them, and I think that's what pushed her towards it.
Yeah. I thought they were going to wait a little bit longer before doing it, like get out their whole Marvel little thing at Comic-Con and then like next year announce it.
Yeah, because it's another 2-3 years off before the movie's released.
Yeah, because they have to finish this most recent Thor, then so I think Chris Hemsworth's contract is up, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, because And it's interesting that since they're doing Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I thought they were going to do as Guardians of the Galaxy, but maybe not, because Chris Hemsworth's contract is up.
Yeah, maybe they'll write him off in the beginning and just be like, he went back home or something.
Yeah, because, I mean, how long can you keep that six-pack for? He's got to really want a cheeseburger right about now.
Dude, Fat Thor. Just stay Fat Thor.
Yeah. That's maybe what Taika is doing. Taika called him as, like, people like you as Fat Thor. Do you want to go to In-N-Out? And he's like, oh my god. Yes, please. Yeah. Does Chris Hemsworth live in the U.S. or does he still live in Australia?
Australia.
Oh, he does?
He just travels to America to film and stuff.
Oh.
His family is based in Australia.
Because he got famous from Neighbors, is what he got really famous from.
Yeah. I think I read some that his Liam actually auditioned for Thor and was going to get it, but Chris Hemsworth's agent kind of hyped him up to the casting director.
Oh.
That's how Chris Hemsworth got it.
Is Liam Hemsworth like the lesser Hemsworth? Is he the one who's married to Miley Cyrus?
Yeah, but there's a third brother who, like, no one really talks about.
Oh, yeah, that's like ugly Hemsworth.
He stars a lot of Australian stuff. Like, he doesn't do anything, like, in the U.S.
Yeah, he's like in Neighbors, which is like Australia's big, like, TV show that everyone gets famous on.
I thought you were talking about the movie Neighbors with, like, Seth Rogen and Zac Efron.
No. There's a
TV... that was after Thor. That's what I was thinking the whole time.
Oh, no. There's a TV show in Australia that's really popular called Neighbors, that, like, a lot of actors who we know in the U.S. who are Australian actors get popular on. And then they move to American stuff. It's kind of like this...
Canada and Degrassi.
It is like Canada and Degrassi, yeah.
Okay.
I've never watched Neighbors. I'm just aware of it from, like, just, like, a film industry thing. I'm just, like, aware of what the show is and that Chris Hemsworth was on the show.
Okay.
Yeah. But, I mean, Neighbors is a good movie. The first one. I've not seen the second one.
I don't think I've seen the second one.
The first one's, like, quite a unique, funny comedy that came out when I was in college, so I was like, oh, this is funny.
Yeah. The second one, they just added sorority girls.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's with Chloe Moretz. I think that's her.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's like head sorority girl and they fight her or something. I don't know.
Wait, is it the frat bros fight the sorority girls?
Yeah, I think there's like some competition between them, so they're going back and forth for a house or something.
Oh, right on. Okay. Yeah, that stuff gets intense. I mean, at least at Purdue. I don't know about other schools, but the frat sorority stuff at Purdue is no joke. Those frat sorority people take it mad seriously.
Yeah, so did mine.
I always avoided it. Wasn't ever really my scene.
Really?
Though my older brother was at a fraternity that no longer exists at Purdue because they were quite the animal house, I guess you could say.
Nice.
Like cocaine stuffed in walls type of thing.
Yup, okay. That sounds like any Purdue frat. That sounds like a lot of frats at Purdue, like real. We know someone who was in a Purdue frat that Ben was going to help with a movie for last year, 2 years ago, that I helped do the DOP work on, and their frat got kicked off campus for selling drugs.
Good.
Yeah. So
Go Greek.
Yeah, Ben, really, you strike me as such a frat bro. You seem so frat bro-ish. I'm totally kidding.
Not me at all.
No.
I don't get along with the type of like atmosphere where it's like, oh, you need to do as you're told.
Oh.
Like that kind of thing from someone that is most likely like my age or younger. And I had a lot of problems with that in the military, but I mean that's a place where you can't really speak up about it.
Yeah. And I mean, knowing Ben and knowing myself as well, if someone told me that like legitimately, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm not a very aggressive person, but I'll get in your face if you tell me what to do, or like, oh, you have to drink this, you have to do this. I'm like, I don't have to do anything. Get out of my face. Chad, your 3 polo shirts stacked on top of each other, your docksiders, get the hell out of here.
Or your boat shoes.
Yeah, you're smoking a Juul. Get out of here.
Do people still do like the multiple polos with popped collars?
No, they just do salmon pants now.
Okay, sorry. Or if you wear a Vineyard Vines thing, fuck off.
It's Vineyard Vines, or what's the other one they have now? They made a new one. It's the, I don't know, it's some new one that they made that's like a carbon copy of Vineyard Vines, but it's a new logo.
Oh.
It's like a pen something, or an otter. Oh, it's an otter.
Is that what the kids are doing now?
Yeah, I mean, I love otters, but, like, it's just a carbon copy of Vineyard Vines.
It's Thrasher hoodies, Yeezys, and Vineyard Vines. And Fortnite. I'm trying to think of things that frat bros do.
Thrasher hoodies, really? Oh man, none of those people skate.
Yeah, exactly. No one there has ever owned a skateboard or, like, shitted on their knee because their deck pops up and destroys you. No one's done that. Also, I was going to make a really bad joke, and I'm actually glad I didn't because I would have had to edit that out. I used my parental control in my own head, and I'm really proud of us, guys. This is a monumental step for Russell.
Baby steps.
Baby steps. I was trying to think. Do you know anyone in frats at Purdue, Ben?
I mean, I've probably interacted with people in my classes. I don't necessarily ask them about their Greek life because I don't care.
Oh, there's a guy we both know who's in a frat at Purdue who's in film who's the most insufferable person I've ever met. And
we'll talk off air.
Yeah,
I need to know.
When I tell you, you'll be like, oh my god, yeah. You know the frat house when you're driving down Northwestern at Purdue? People don't give a fuck about this. You know the frat house you're driving down Northwestern at Purdue? It's across from the firehouse. It's Delta Tau Delta. It's the big stone house. Yeah. People in there are fucking worst. Sorry if you were in that house or you were in that frat. You're probably a nice person, but the people who I know in this frat are fucking worst. And they just tried to get me to join, and I'm like, I'm not going to your stupid fucking Rush event, dude. No. I have real friends. I don't need to pay. Arianna, please tell me you weren't in a sorority.
No, it was like... I thought, like... I know it's different for girls, but, like, we got to go through, like, meeting them, and then... There was, like, a whole weekend of events.
Yeah.
Like, Friday you had to go to, like, a meet and greet with everybody, and then Saturday you had to go to a meet and greet with every individual sorority and talk to all the girls. And then they chose you based off of that, and then you got your bid, and it was just, like, too much work.
Yeah.
And then you go into that really creepy song chant that was on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think mine were that big, but I know, like, my friend goes to University of Alabama, and, like, I know she does that.
Roll Tide.
And it's just, like, I just don't see the point of it, because you don't need, at least at my school, you don't technically need to be in a sorority to do things.
Yeah. My mom, actually, and my girlfriend were in the same sorority. So that's, like, a thing, which is weird. They talked about it. I'm like...
Just get married now.
Yeah.
It's over.
No, when I heard that, I'm like, oh, God, you guys were in the same sorority. They're like, oh, my God, you're also Blake? And I'm like, oh, get me the fuck out of here. Like... And then they have, like, this thing, it's like, blank for life. And I'm like, ah! I hope both of them are listening to this, and they both text me angrily right now.
Do they do, like, the hand symbols that some of the girls do?
No.
They take the photos with the other girls. It's, like, a intricate design with their hands. That they
where it's, like a triangle in the sky. No, neither my mom or my girlfriend.
The blood thing.
Just flashing bloods on the beach.
To each his own. If you're in one, good for you, but I just don't see the point of it.
No, I'm very thankful that neither my mom nor my girlfriend are obnoxious about the sorority thing. They do it jokingly, but they're just Crips and Bloods on the beach. That would be a really funny bit, but would also get us in big trouble if we did that as a bit for the podcast Instagram. So I don't want to get canceled for doing something really dumb.
You think your girlfriend and mom are not, like, obnoxious about it, but they're actually, like, in a room in your house right now doing a seance.
Oh, they're definitely summoning a demon. Neither of you guys have been to my house, but there are these scary-ass pictures in the hallway behind me that are, like, portraits of my mom when she was a child, and they're, like, pencil drawn, but they don't have eyes. Like, they don't have pupils in their eyes, so their eyes are white, and they follow you when you walk down the hallway. I'm not kidding. People who've been to my house who listen to this know what I'm talking about. They're the haunted pictures upstairs. And I'll have to house sit when my parents are out of town, and I will not sleep upstairs because those pictures know what my soul feels. They're haunting. Do you guys also have scary shit in your houses or no?
I mean, my house is old, so, like, I'll hear things if I'm home alone, and I'm, like, a little creeped out, so I just stay in one room until, like, someone comes home.
Actually, I have carpeted bathrooms and carpeted kitchen, which is disgusting and scary, so I guess you could say that.
You have a carpeted kitchen?
It's horrible. No, it's worse when you have fluffy carpeting in a bathroom where your kids take a bath and splash water everywhere.
Oh,
Thank
man.
God I don't own this house because there's going to be a gigantic mold problem under there.
Oh, there has to be.
Who would have thought to put carpeting in a kitchen and a bathroom?
Exactly. I don't know.
And next, Ben's going to be like, also, there's a room in my house that the ceiling has carpeting as well.
There's a crawl space that has a very, very bad smell, and I think blood's dripping from it.
Ben's
Too
like,
afraid to check it.
yeah, it's like, if I check it, I'll have to call the police, and I have a lot to do tomorrow. So I just left it. Yeah. Wouldn't it be scary to live in, like, John Wayne Gacy's house?
Do you think he still has a house, or has it probably been, like, demolished? And
Just saying.
I don't know.
Like, what if someone was like, you're buying this house, it's a beautiful house, and they're like, oh yeah, this serial killer did live here and killed 73 people in this house. Would you still buy it?
No.
Open concept? Is it a good deal?
A very
Got
good
that ground
deal.
molding?
It's like the Bluth house. It's the model home.
Probably not. Yeah, I don't know if I could live with that weight.
Then it was like the couple that bought the Conjuring house.
Yeah,
They
no.
think it was haunted, but it is.
Yeah,
It's up to the public to have them to come and, like, see what the house is actually like.
that's why I'll never move out of a city ever, and I'll live in a condo for the rest of my life, because there's no haunted condos, guys. Come on.
Because they're newly built.
Exactly. If there's darkness outside, no thank you. It needs to be light 100% of the time. Don't ever catch me in
I
the
need
field.
to hear car horns and people cursing at each other 24 hours a
Oh,
day.
if I don't hear a fight every 15 minutes, I know that someone's going to come through that wall with an axe. Have you seen movies before?
If I don't hear the bus, I can't.
Oh, yeah. I went to high school in the city. I can't not be in a city. So, yeah. Woo woo, what's up? On that note, do you guys have anything else before we end the show?
No.
Nope, nothing from me.
Okay, I'm signing off. Which one of you two wants to sign off?
Not me, I messed it up last time. That's up to you.
I'll take it. All right. For everybody, for Russell, for Arianna, I'm Ben. This has been Nothing and Everything. Thank you so much for listening. Listen next week. Bye.